What's up, y'all? It's your boy Big Mar. Today is Saturday, March 14th, and today's topic is how do you deal with pain? How do you deal with pain? And when I say pain, I mean it could be pain from like previous relationships, it could be pain that you get from just in your body when you fall or when you got a splinter or when you got, you know, something like in your head is hurting, you got a headache. How do you deal with it? I'm gonna give you my opinion on it on my own topic, like I always do. Normally, how I deal with pain, I try to treat the pain first. If I got like like some Tylenol for like some headaches or something, I try to treat that. And then if I'm going through something, well, the old me, the new me is a little different, but how I do it now is I try to treat it, with the medication as much as possible. I listen to music, I tune whatever the situation is out. So, I try to tune the pain out by just staying calm and, you know, really focusing on it to go away. I think that's all of us. We all want it to go away, but it's still there. Just, you know what I mean? No matter where it is, whether it's in your head, it's on your, your arms or your legs, wherever. We don't want it there. So we try our best to just wait till it goes away. All right. So for me, you know, like I said, I try to treat it and then I go work on the song after, or I play some games. I either play some games on my Switch 2, or I'll play games on my phone, or the PS5 or whatever, just take my mind off it, or I just write, so I don't got to worry about it. Gaming and music always is like the main two things that really take my mind off things, even back in the day when I was really going through like something, like real deep depression. To get rid of that pain, I'll just write, or I'll just play video games, or go for a walk, or just be gone for like a lot of hours, not really saying nothing to nobody, just so I can get it out my mind, and then I'll make a call to someone like nothing ever happened. And that's kind of like how I dealt with a lot of my situations with pain. Like those times where I was really depressed as a kid, I dealt with a lot of things basically, on my own. I never really opened up about it until I went to therapy. And then once I opened up, that's when things really started really shaping into, oh, it was that? Like, and when I mean shaping, I'm really, you seeing your own situations really like unfold in front of you. And it's like, whoa, I was doing that, or I was, you know, not really taking care of this. You know what I mean? Like you start to really see. And as like I said, I got older now. Me being 34, I realize sometimes life gives you little stones that you got to step on to get to the next level. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of like what I pretty much went through. I went through a lot of stuff, before, like, before I became a father, before anything ever happened. All the stuff that Mars been through, all the trials and tribulations of just me being a teenager, dealing with, you know, parents splitting up, and it was a lot. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to handle that as a teenager, but I started to gather everything I needed to gather from the information from both sides of the fence, just so I can learn how to, gravitate through life. Because sometimes when you don't really have both of your parents in your life, like living in the same house, that can affect you, and I could say it affected me, but then I started getting used to it. Like, oh, maybe they just don't want to be together no more. They never, want to be in the same house with each other no more. I had to really learn that. You know what I'm saying? Me having my own kid, me not working out with her mom, you know what I mean? Like, she's going to learn that. She's going to be saying the same thing I'm saying right now that I'm saying about my parents. So, like I said, I love my mom and dad equally. Even though they're not together no more, I still love them both. And I'm still glad both of them are still here, because a lot of people don't have their moms and dads no more. A lot of people, they can't even have a conversation with either parent. You know what I mean? So to have them both still here is a blessing. I could truly say that. But I say that to say this. When I deal with pain nowadays, I just don't even really have a lot of pain, really. Like the old me from like teenage years up until, I want to say, past my 20s. I didn't really like go through anything like pain wise. A lot of my pain really came from like being a teenager, and I want to say before my daughter came into the world. So like in my early 20s and then my teenage years is when I was kind of like going through a little bit of that situation. But everything unfolded now, so I don't really got nothing to worry about. Let me know in the comments how you feel about this topic. Let me know if you ever dealt with pain. Put it down below. And yeah, man, how you deal with pain? Let me know down in the comments. Until next time, it's your boy Big Mar, and I'm Audi 5000. Peace.